So hey everybody out in the VC, it's Matt again. Thought I'd check in, do another video, and finally getting to continue on my Kinks Chronicles reviews, doing all the Kinks albums in order of release. Had a long break there because I was missing an album, but I finally got it, so we can continue, and we're getting close to the end of these anyway. But so Phobia by the Kinks, released March 29th, 1993. This was their second to last album and their last studio album. Came out in 1993, as I said. It's on the Columbia label, their only album for that particular label. It did not chart in England, but it rocketed up the charts in America all the way to chart position number 166. So I been going through and doing all the Kinks albums, and I was familiar with quite a few of them, but past 1985's word of mouth, I kind of stopped buying the albums. As I've said before on here, I got them eventually just recently so that I could finish off these videos and do all the Kinks official releases. I had not expected the last few albums to be any good. I was kind of pleasantly surprised with the last two studio albums and the live album that I did reviews on here a while back, in that they were certainly not equal to the band's best work by any means, but they were not bad, and they had some pretty good songs on them. And I was expecting the same of this, for this not to be any good. Unfortunately, that seems to be the case. This is kind of a well, it's just not very good. It's a piss poor end to musical career of one of the greatest bands of all time, who made some of the best music ever made, in my opinion. But you won't find it on this. So yeah, we will take a look at it here in a minute as far as the actual physical object. But let's just go through the songs real quick. And I got this. I've been playing it in my car going to and from work here for the last week or two. Played it again today here just to give it another spin. It's got 17 songs on here, which is maybe 17 or so too many, unfortunately. Kind of sad to see the band fall to this, come to this. But yeah, so we've got the opening song is named Opening, which might be the most original thing on the album there. It's a 38-second little instrumental, kind of a guitar blast, and at the very end there's some sort of pounding, thudding, funeral type sounding drums, and that's it. So just a little instrumental. It's kind of a nice opening, I guess. It's not much to it, but it's not a bad little snippet of music for that. Second song is Wall of Fire. It's a kind of a sludgy, pounding, kind of hard rock song. Lyrically, I don't know, it's about how people abuse the earth or Mother Nature, or maybe it's about all the ups and downs that the band has been through in their career. Doesn't really matter. It's not that great of a song. Third song, Drift Away. Got to get away from it all type of song. It's typical lyric. I think I'll just drift away to that island of my dreams. This is a theme that Ray Davies has visited many times throughout his career. Some of the other songs, Something Better Beginning, World Keeps Going Around, Sitting on a Sofa, all much better songs from the Kinks' earlier days that take up the same theme of just sort of wanting to escape the madness of modern day life and get away from it all. This song, Drift Away, is just sort of, just kind of dull, bad, Midwest heartland sounding rock, 80s type of, not very good, in other words. Fourth song is Still Searching, which revisits the theme that Ray just covered there in Drifting Away. I'm a drifter who has lost his way and I'm still searching for my dream. It's kind of a late 80s sounding yuppie rock music, kind of that music that you used to hear in beer commercials back around 1987, 1988, that generic kind of 80s rock stuff. Not much else to say on that. Fifth track, Phobia, title track of the record, sounds like a bad Def Leppard song. Sounds kind of like bad 80s hair metal. It's got some interesting tempo changes about 3/4 of the way through the song. Doesn't sound very good, and yet, strangely, the song is not terrible. It's okay, kind of catchy enough, but it's it's okay. It's not a song that I would go out of my way to hear or search out. It's not a bad song, but it's just nothing that you would particularly get too excited about. Number 6 song, Only a Dream. This is actually kind of interesting because it's the first song on this album that sounds like the Kinks. Some of these first 5 songs, you have little traces of the Kinks sound here and there, but a lot of it sounds like they're just trying to do kind of a hard rock. This is 93. They don't really have that 90s sound to them like they're trying to copy that, but it sounds like they're just trying to copy the first 5 songs, just sort of that power ballad, hard rock, late 80s sound. I'm not sure why, but so Only a Dream is the first song that kind of sounds a little more like the Kinks, but it still sounds 80-ish, not particularly in a good way. It also, even though it sounds like the Kinks some, it sounds like something that maybe Robert Palmer or one of those bands like Aha or something might have done. It sounds like Ray is trying to do a song like Better Things off the Give the People What They Want album. I think is that the one it's on, which is a much better song than Only a Dream, but at least he's trying. Number 7, and man, we still got a long way to go here to get 17 songs, but number 7 song is called Don't. It's pleasant, it's boring, and at this point in the CD it's getting to be kind of a chore to get through this thing. Makes you miss the old Kinks albums, because even the ones before this, that there's the great ones and there's the really good ones and there's some of them that are just okay, but even the okay Kinks albums have several good to great moments on them. So far on this one, there haven't been any, and I'll go ahead and let you in on the secret that there really aren't any. So this is Don't. About someone that's on the ledge of a building contemplating suicide or something, or looking down at all the people. I'm not sure, but if you want something like that, it's not the Kinks, but here's an album everyone should have, one of the best albums of the 80s. Did She Jump or Was She Pushed? And Walking on the Wire, 2 songs off of that visit that theme a lot better than Don't. Richard and Linda Thompson, Shoot Out the Lights. If you don't have that, pick it up. One of the great albums of all time. Got a little off track there. Number 8 song is Babies. It's just a sort of a arena rock guitar. Still pretty boring. Very long song, as are several of songs on this album, or maybe they just feel that way because they're just not much to them. Number 9 song is Over the Edge, which starts off, sounds a little like Freeze Frame, the old Jay Giles Band song from 1981, I think that was. It's kind of the everything's gone to hell in a handbasket type lyrics. A little bit of a Johnny bouncy tune. So it's okay, but again, nothing you're going to get too excited about. Surviving is the 10th song. Listen to that over and over, and I really can't think of anything to say about it other than it's there, and nothing much there to see in it or hear in it. Number 11 song, It's Alright, Don't Think About It, is alright, and that's about all you can say. 12th song is called The Informer, which kind of sounds in tone, spirit, like Don't Forget to Dance, off of um, not Give the People What They Want, but the other album. Don't Forget to Dance is a much better song, but I guess the fact that they try that on The Informer, give them some brownie points for that. Hatred is Ray and Dave singing a duet or singing together about their lifelong animosity and ups and downs as brothers and band members. Not a great song, but it does have some nice backup or nice co-vocals by Dave, and it's got a nice little chugging rhythm to the music. It's okay again. Pretty much everything on here is either okay or boring. That's pretty much. Song number 14, Somebody Stole My Car. Musically, it's kind of a nice song. It's got some nice piano and some nice little musical touches in it. Lyrically, it's silly. It's sort of just a dumb song. Like, that came to mind was Hip to Be Square by Huey Lewis and the News, or just some of those kind of silly 80s songs like that. At the very end, the lyrics are just crap. And at the very end of it, it has something that's kind of cool, though. There's a little tribute to the Beatles. And think of, it's not She Loves You that they sing, but think of at the end of All You Need Is Love when the Beatles sing a little snippet of She Loves You. And so there's a little Beatle tribute in there, and I don't know if Ray's doing that tongue-in-cheek or as an actual little tip of the hat to the Beatles, who knows, but it's a nice little bit at the very end there. The rest of the songs, unfortunately, you have to sit through the whole song to get to that little bit at the end, but anyway. 15, Close to the Wire, so song by Dave Davies, and couldn't really work up any enthusiasm for that one. 16 is Scattered, as this is the first song that's not kind of bombastic guitar, which is great if it's done well, but it's not really done well on the other songs on this album. And there's a couple of songs that are more poppy and bouncy that aren't, but this is the first one that's kind of more thoughtful and acoustic sounding and meditative and ballad type thing. It's pretty, not a bad song. It's just how life's plans go awry, and can never be sure of anything. Last song, 17th song, is Didya, D-I-D-Y-A. Pretty good song, probably the best song on the album, which isn't saying much because it's not a masterpiece by any stretch of the imagination. They several times in this song they sing a line from Sunny Afternoon, a great song from 1966. It's one of the great songs of all time. That's kind of a nice little nod to the past. It's also kind of embarrassing in this song that, even though it's good, is just universes away from Sunny Afternoon quality and epic-wise and just fun-wise. So nowhere close to the what Sunny Afternoon is. So yeah, Columbia Records, like I said, this was the only album they ever did on that label. I don't know if Columbia signed them up hoping to get them several albums out of them or some hits. At 166 in America, they certainly didn't get any hits. I don't know how much this sold or how well it did. Maybe it was just a one-shot deal with Columbia that they signed up for. I don't know. Their last album, which I'll get to here later, is on a different label. So yeah, I mean, this is just if I were to put together a like a mixtape or a CD. I don't know if anyone actually does that anymore. I don't do it anymore, but if I were to put together a collection of Kinks songs for somebody to introduce them to the Kinks, and I went through all the albums and pulled off the, the songs of note to put on this mixtape. Every album up to this, I would have no problem pulling songs off. Even some of the, like I said, some of the albums that aren't very good, in my opinion, at least have some really 2 or 3 really good songs on them. When I got to this one, I really don't know that I would pull anything off. I mean, Did You Maybe, and maybe Scattered, maybe, but I might just skip both of them. This kind of like, you know, if Muhammad Ali attempted to come back now, it'd just be kind of sad to watch, and this is kind of sad and depressing to sit through, truth be told. It's not, I've heard worse records certainly, but there's just really very little here. And you know, when I did this, when I started this, I knew all their 60s albums and had all of them and knew them inside and out when I started this review series. I had not bought a lot of their 70s albums. I went through that in the old videos because of having read reviews in way back when that they weren't any good. And I knew their 80s stuff pretty well. The stuff, well, 79 through Low Budget up through Word of Mouth. I had all those. Bought the 70s albums and listened to them because I wanted to keep doing the reviews past the 60s. Some of those albums I gave pretty good reviews to. Some of them I gave not so great reviews to. But in having played them and listened to them since then, some of those that I gave less than favorable reviews to have kind of grown on me. They're still not the quality of their 60s masterpieces and wonderworks, but a little better than I thought originally. You know, and same thing with those post-85 albums, the 3 that I've already reviewed. I probably will listen to those some more. I'm not sure how much I'm going to put this in. I'll give it a few more spins to see if it grows on me at all, but I don't, my hopes aren't high. This just is just kind of sad and depressing and not very fun or interesting, just not very good. Yeah, we'll give a rating in a minute. I'll show you. Here's, I don't know if you can see that, there's the back with the buildings on fire and the guy climbing up it and song titles. Here's the front again, folds open, and you got your lyrics, some information about the recording of the album. I don't know if that's Ray and Dave or supposed to be or whatever. There's a picture, weird picture there. They've got somebody hanged a cow and hanged a bear. There's the guy climbing up the building to get on fire. Don't know why you would hang bears or cows, but anyway. So the lyrics, artwork's not great. Why on CD and not on vinyl, you ask? Or maybe you don't because you really don't care. This did come out in vinyl, but only in Spain. Very limited, apparently. I've only seen it. It was Andrew Hall, who's another big Kinks fan, and he makes videos here on the VC, and got a lot of really cool Kinks 45s and some records that I'm really jealous of. He's the one who told me that it did come out on vinyl, but only in Spain, and like I said, very limited edition apparently. I have only ever found a couple of them for sale, and the asking price was like $900 on one and about $1,000 on the other. And I checked today, before I did this review, I saw another one for sale on Discogs going for like $780. A little bit too much, a little too rich for my blood. I would love to track down a copy of it on vinyl. Just, I mean, the album's lousy, but I mean, just to complete my collection would be nice to have, but not for $900,000. Maybe someday record store day, they'll re-release it or something. So I wish I would have had the, you know, I remember this coming out. They were on David Letterman singing Hatred, and I saw that. Wasn't a very good performance, or it's not a very good song, but so I mean, I knew it came out. I remember seeing it at the, I guess, Borders bookstore. It's about the only record store place around back then. But wish I would have known that it did come out in vinyl and had the foresight to have ordered one or two of them from Spain. So anyway, scale of 1 to 10. It's I really can't go above 3, and probably 2 would be more accurate on this one. It's a shame, you know, such a great band to come to such a sorry end, and I don't know if they were just did this out of a sense of duty or something. I don't think they were into it by this point, because obviously it's 1993. They would break up in 1996 officially. I don't know if they were just under contract to do this, or Ray, Dave, the whole band, none of them seemed to have too much enthusiasm in the performance or the songs there, and it's just not a fun album to listen to, given how good the Kinks are and how great their music is. So there's one more album to go. We'll get to that soon, and hope everybody's having a good weekend.